Good morning. My name is Mark McCone-Sweet. I'm the rector of St. Dunstan's Episcopal Church in Dover, Massachusetts. We're on, this is Sunday, the 6th Sunday after Epiphany, and today's gospel is from Matthew, and it's chapter 5. It's the end of the Beatitudes, and it's about Jesus' teaching of the law. In particular, in this teaching, Jesus teaches us, starting in verse 21, about the law. It's more than just the law. It's about going deeper, much deeper. Tomorrow is President's Day, and tomorrow we remember the presidents who've gone before us, who have served our country so well. But we also remember, going back to our first president, George Washington, and the founders of our country, who put in place the laws, Constitution, everything that was so important to making sure as a people we live by the simple rule of humanity, of life. That is protection of faith and religion, the freedom to speech. There are many others, and you know them well. But above them all, within them, is deep inside them, is the law of the church, in particular the law of God, in particular the law understood by Jesus Christ. And that is about how to be human, how to care and love for all people, regardless of race, sexuality, everything. Just any difference doesn't matter in God's eyes, because everyone is created in God's image. And so we remember Moses coming down the mountain with the 10 Commandments, trying to help his people, trying to help them live a righteous life, a life worthy that brings them closer to God, and how they live a life and how they care and love for each other. And then we have Jesus walking on this earth and coming before us and saying, hey, there is the law, but there's more to it. And he simplifies it with the golden rule. Love your God with all your heart, all your mind, with all your soul. And to love me, you must love your neighbor. Other translations have love your enemy. In other words, love everybody, without exception. That's how you will love God. That's how you will be granted eternal salvation through your baptism, by the way you live your life, by how you go beyond the written word. So Jesus goes deeper today. Jesus takes us much, much deeper. And in fact, Jesus takes us so deep that he says it's not enough to say you're not going to murder someone. It says you have to go to the depth of saying, I will not allow someone to be murdered. I will not even think about murdering somebody. He talks about adultery, not just about who you have sex with, but he says go deeper than that. Even the very thought of being sexually attracted to someone else can divide you from God's love, can keep you from fulfilling the law. He goes on and on with example, bringing the 10 Commandments to new life, a new understanding, and that is depth. In other words, he doesn't want to live a shallow life of just saying, I'm doing just enough. Just enough doesn't cut it with Jesus Christ. Just enough says, I know I can do more, but I'm not. Jesus says, go deeper. Go much, much further. Love my people. There's a simple story that I picked up in the commentary called Synthesis. And in that simple story, it's about 2 Zen monks. And these Zen monks are walking. They're on a spiritual journey. And they're in the wilderness. And they come to a river and they stop. And a woman approaches them and says, I need to get to the other side. Will you help me? The 2 monks hesitate for just a moment. And then one of them steps forward, picks her up, puts him on his shoulder, carries her across the water, places her down the other shore, comes back to his brother, and the 2 monks keep on walking. The one who did not pick her up, finally, after contemplating this for many, many minutes, perhaps half an hour, says to the one who says, our spiritual law says we should not interact with women. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? And the other monk paused and said, I picked that woman up and I placed her on the other shore. I let her go. You continue to carry her. It's time for you to let her go. Going deeper beyond the written law is what it means to go deeper in our spirituality and to be disciples of Jesus Christ, be disciples of humanity, to be the lovers of God. So, at every worship service, before we come to the altar to receive the bread and wine, the blood of Jesus Christ, the body of his his body, and to be reconciled with God and made new and given strength for the week ahead, we always begin with the peace be with you. And that's usually what happens before that is we do our confession. Jesus again says, if you hold anything against anybody, before you come before the Lord with any of your offerings, go and make peace with that person. Go reconcile that relationship, and then come forward before the table. So I extend my hand to you in peace. Peace be with you. And may it also come upon me through your blessings. I wish you a blessed day. God bless you. Bye-bye.